Del. The Metro Deli has been part of the Westchester community for over 10 years. We always use the freshest and highest quality ingredients for all our dishes and catering events. Our breakfast features bagels with freshly sliced Nova. Don't miss out our thick challah French toast. For lunch, grab a booth and enjoy one of our oversized salads or our freshly cut hot deli sandwiches. We're open 7 days a week, where the coffee is always hot and freshly brewed.
Hello and welcome back to Sports on the Fly. I am your host here, Ian Sachs, Benzino and Jiggity, heading to class, and I'm going into some NFL now. Crazy weekend coming up. We had the Cowboys beating the Bears last night, 41 to 28, I believe, and so now the Cowboys moving to 9-4, clinching a winning record for the first time since 2008. So the Cowboys really, putting together a nice season. Of course, the game last night against the Bears was really over after 3 quarters. Cowboys up 35-7 heading into the fourth. Forcing 2 Bears turnovers and DeMarco Murray, of course, having another big game, putting up well over 100 yards, scoring 1 touchdown. And the Cowboys continue, even after that loss to the Eagles on Thanksgiving Day, the Cowboys bouncing back very nicely and keeping themselves very much in the playoff mix. Speaking of the Eagles, they've got a tough game this week at home against the Seattle Seahawks. The Eagles 9-3, 6-0 at home. The Seahawks 8-4, 3-3 on the road. I'd say this might be the most important game of the weekend, and I have to look at it, and right now I'm going to give it to the Seattle Seahawks. I think they are very much more in need of a win than the Eagles. I believe that the Eagles, with the win against Dallas last week, created a little bit of breathing room, and then they've got Dallas again next week, another big game at home. If the Eagles can take care of the Cowboys there, then they are in very good shape in the division. But I think that the Seahawks see this as a great opportunity to, potentially gain ground on Arizona. The Cardinals having a tough game at home against the Chiefs. So even if not gaining ground on the Cardinals, at least staying, toe-to-toe, 1 game back of them. But the Eagles, they seem like they are riding a little too high, maybe in for a little bit of a letdown after that big win against the Cowboys last week. Of course, now they've won 2 in a row, but really it seems like Seattle has not been able to find that groove yet this year. But I think they are going to get very excited for this game and up for it, and I look to the Seahawks to take this game. Now, of course, they are also coming off of a big win on Thanksgiving Day, Thanksgiving night actually, beating the Seattle. I'm getting all jumbled up with my teams out in the NFC West. Seattle beating the San Francisco 49ers 19-3. Seattle has defeated the other top 2 teams from their division 19-3 each of the last 2 weeks. Of course, the Cardinals right before that. So, when you look at the stretch that the Seahawks are in right now, it is phenomenal how difficult it is. Start off with at Kansas City. They lose that game 24-20. Then they go to hosting Arizona, who entered the game like 9-1, 10-1. Then you jump over to the 49ers, won that game 19-3. Then you got the Eagles this week, 49ers again, and then the Cardinals again. Just a sensational 6-game stretch for the Seahawks. I look to them to take this game against the Eagles on the road. Now, briefly touching one more game this week before I throw it over to Trifecta Live. Got to look at the Sunday night game. My New England Patriots coming off of a loss to the Green Bay Packers. They went right from Green Bay all the way out to San Diego, where they play the Chargers this week. I look at the Patriots to have a bounce-back game this week and defeat the Chargers. And really, the Patriots, this is it for their tough games. Then they go 3 matchups with division opponents. So I think New England should be able to get the job done here and get back to their winning ways. Sports on the Fly is going to be taking a break with the end of the semester approaching right here at Iona College. And now jumping over, we will be back in the spring. I don't know what time. I say that right as spring walks in. Her name just like the season. Kenny and I will be back on here. We'll get a little Benzino and Rob Jiggity, of course, in the spring. And it has been great doing the show for you this semester. And again, plug it, listen to us again in the spring. And everyone have a good break and see you in 2015.
WICR presents This Moment in History.